they keep on hating on me, dog? I don't know, no. Why they keep on hating on me, dog? I don't know, no. Why they keep on hating on me, dog? I don't know, no. Why they keep on hating on me, dog? I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, 2901 Productions and 48 Media proudly presents to you another round of Ab-So-Lute. And this is part 2 of Hip Hop Beef.
Yeah, bitches. So
you got beef?
So like we mentioned at the end of well, like Marlon just said, I'll probably just fuck that all up. But yeah, this is a continuation of episode 23. It's showing episode 25, but we recorded all of this in one day. So we're gonna let you all hear the continuation of episode 23 because it was about 2 hours long and we didn't want to have y'all sit that whole 2 hours through a podcast. So if you're listening to this, we appreciate you for coming back to check out episode 23, the continuation. And next week is gonna be episode 25, our actual 25th episode, but it's gonna be labeled episode 26. So if you're confused, we apologize.
I'm confused too, man.
Confusing my damn self. So here you are, episode 23, the continuation of What's Beef.
The saga continues.
Bitch, if you got beef, come at me. Come at me. All right, so with the Juice Crew and Boogie Down Productions beef. Now, I'm reading this, but this seemed kind of funny to me. Like, the beef ended, it said, it finally came to an end when KRS-One literally shoved PM Dawn off
the stage. I do remember that.
Sound Factory for being too soft. He then took the microphone and performed the bridges over.
I do remember that.
Right.
I seen that video before.
If you got beef with a dude,
you gotta be ready.
If you got beef with a dude, and this dude shoves you off the stage and performs his diss song, there is no coming back from that. Like, so you have to fight.
Ramsey said that Nelly got destroyed.
Yeah, Nelly got destroyed, but when you shoving motherfuckers off a stage and to perform your diss song,
you lose.
Hands down.
You lose.
I never knew that part of that beat.
I do remember, like, I never knew the origin of what happened. I do know that KRS-One pushed the guy off stage and performed his diss song, but I didn't know it was them.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Well, Rams, we actually do agree with you. We feel like KRS-One won the battle. It's just Nelly won the war because it was his time. It's like the sun, like for us, for people who are hip hop historians or people that are like hip hop heads, we're gonna look at content versus content and pick the best person with the content. But that's not what's gonna determine the winner in today's time. It's gonna be who's the most popular.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, Nelly was just more popular at the time because KRS-One even said in his diss song, like, boo him off the stage and like don't go to his shows or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. Now, he did get booed at one of his concerts when he was performing, but it didn't stop his sales.
Correct. Hey, so, like, historically, man, like, people sleep on Nelly, but Nelly has probably sold, if I was to assume, if you take like all record sales, he's got to be a top 10, top 15 all time.
But he's not a top. Like, okay, rap artists have beef all the time.
Yep.
But when if you're the same caliber of artist, mm-hmm. then it's gonna be scored differently.
Correct.
When you're a pop artist and you're going against somebody whose lyrical content is like 10 times way better than yours, like, it's all gonna come down to your popularity and the state of the culture at the time.
And you can't get mad at that. No. That's just like we always talk, we bitch and moan about today's hip hop.
Yeah.
We're not the biggest fans of. We're the old man saying, "Get out my yard" right now.
Yeah,
It's nothing we can do about
I was
that.
actually thinking about that the other day when I was at work. I was riding, and I was like, "Why do I complain about the music that's on radio so much when I could just turn to the old school station or the throwback station that plays all the rap songs from the shit that I compare today's music to?"
We have turned into our fucking
But
parents.
then I started listening to it, and I was like, "Well, I don't want to hear this shit. I don't even want to hear the shit that we used to listen to a lot of the time because it sounds outdated."
Right.
And so it's like, it's not that we always, it's not what, for me personally, it's not that I dislike the movement that hip hop and rap has taken.
It's the
today.
content that bothers me.
It's the content, and it's the lack of effort that artists seem to put into.
Oh, okay, I get what he's saying.
That it's the lack of effort that artists seem to put into the music these days. Because everybody sounds the same. Nobody's trying to be original. Like, yeah, you have to update the beats sound good, but your lyrics and your content is horrible. It's a time and place for everything, but most of the time is when you in the club and you drunk, or you like sitting in the car in traffic on 85, and you don't want to be stuck with that shit for an hour and a half trying to get home.
I totally agree.
So, because if I'm stuck in traffic on 85 going from Sandy Springs to Stockbridge, then I don't want to hear fucking Juice WRLD. I don't want to hear Kodak Black. I want to hear Ludacris. Move, bitch, get out the way.
Hilarious.
That's the shit I want to hear. But,
Oh God. Okay, let's go through that. NWA versus Ice Cube. Without a shadow of a doubt, in a fucking landslide, right?
Ice Cube won.
Ice Cube won.
Yeah.
No Vaseline is a top 5 diss song of all time. No question.
Bro, I don't even think when I did get old enough to hear that song that I should have been listening to it. But yeah, No Vaseline was definitely one of those songs where you were like, oh shit.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Right?
Which is why Story of Adidon should not be like, oh shit. Like, it was devastating, but yeah, it wasn't No Vaseline.
I think it's the greatest diss song of all time.
No Vaseline?
No.
Story of Adidon?
Yeah.
What, the way that he approached it, or what he said?
Oh, he was a monster. The way because what, I could be a prisoner of the moment probably, but the way that he came at the situation was, for today's time, was unprecedented.
You know, like putting like, you pretty much brought this nigga on Maury on a public stage and revealed you are the father card.
Yeah.
Type shit.
I say Adidon is my number 1. Ether is number 2 for me. No Vaseline would be number 3. Number 4 would probably be Takeover, and number 5 would probably be I gotta think about number 5. Sometimes I say Sheetha, but I've been taking that out of, because she fucked herself.
I respected Sheetha. No, I can't even say I respected it. It wasn't horrible.
It was. I thought it was great. I thought it was. It's definitely a top 10 diss. But
never. That would never be a top 10 diss to me.
I thought it was.
You cannot go into a top 10 diss. You cannot go into the category of top 10 diss tracks when you use the beat from probably the number 1 or number 2.
Okay, but Story of
Adidon
Adidon did this. He used the story of OJ
from
Jay-Z.
But that was like,
it wasn't a diss song,
right?
Okay, I got you.
Like, that was just an actual Jay-Z song. It wasn't a diss song towards anybody.
Well, okay, so Papoose, he battled Nicki Minaj. I do think there was a couple. We was talking about this today earlier when I was at work. So I do think that there's some unfortunate lines in Sheetha I just love the fact that she attacked Nicki Minaj because I felt like she was on a pedestal and she hadn't been touched because Lil Kim couldn't touch her. So, like when she was talking about Nicki having ghostwriters and all that stuff, I was like, that's bullshit because you lay next to your ghostwriter. You know, like, because you can listen to shit and be like, oh, that's Pap. You know? Like, I'm not saying that Remy can't rap. I know she can rap. But I think she can, you know? I liked a lot of her shit before she went to prison.
Yeah, I had one of her albums.
But
wait, wasn't it the only album she had before she went to prison?
I mean, I know I've heard a lot of songs that she was on that. I know that one album that she had I liked. I had it too.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it, so yeah, I liked her music.
But Adidon is damn sure number one to me. I just think that shit was dope. And No Vaseline is number 3. I got to put Ether number 2.
I don't even have a list when it comes to diss tracks because it'd be so many of them. They come and they go. Like, I want to know, what are you going to do when
Let's see.
you don't have anybody to save your behind?
You mean like when y'all meet up?
No, when everybody want to play Peacekeeper. Let that shit play out on the record, man. Stop, goddamn. Shit.
Boy, your ass, boy. Hey, hey, y'all people in Texas, man, we love y'all, man. I ain't got no problem.
I'm not saying I got a problem with him because he's not, well, I can't say he was the first, but he's not the only one.
For the past few years, though, but every time that motherfucker show up, you be like, man, this nigga always breaking up stuff.
Because you gotta think about it, bro. It's like these are grown ass men. Let these men be men. Like, now you can talk to somebody individually,
okay,
and be like, look, you doing some stupid shit, bro. But after that, you can't save everybody.
I think that, and I would like to know what you guys out there in social media world thinks. I think when the whole Biggie and Tupac thing happened and we lost those brothers, I think that's why now you see people trying to squash these beefs because they don't know how far it's gonna get. Now, to me, most rappers are like the basketball players when they fight. They like, hold me back. They don't really want to fight, but they have to maintain a tough guy image. But I think that you just don't know what route is it gonna go sometimes, because I think that hip hop suffered fucking big time loss with both Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but at the same time, if you supposed to, where is your sense of fucking anger management? Where, like, you need to start holding yourself accountable. You can't expect somebody, if you claiming to be all of this in rap, you should be able to handle yourself accordingly. Lyrically. You should be able to handle yourself. You can't, like, okay, yeah, somebody say, hey man, I don't think it's a good idea for you to do such and such. You shouldn't perform this song, or you shouldn't record this diss track, or you shouldn't respond.
What the hell is Rashad talking about? I understand his reason, but
this track is a part of hip hop.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Rashad. I maybe I'm sleepy. Damn, I thought he said something else.
No, but man, if you see it, like, you got all these people around you.
Yeah.
You got your whole entourage,
right?
Nowadays,
who probably fucking gassing you up.
You are, but at the same time, whose fault is that?
That's your fault.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the artist's fault. Yeah. I agree with that, but I'm just saying they gassing you up.
At the end of the day, you your own person.
You your own person.
You make your final decision.
But you got a lot of motherfuckers that's in your ear, and that's why a lot of artists go broke. That's why a lot of motherfuckers get in situations where they shouldn't be in, because and it's not, to me, it's not that I don't think they can't, like, they're not able to think for themselves. It's just that when every fucking human being in this world has an ego, and if sometimes if you allow people to feed into your ego and you're not rational with yourself, you end up getting killed, or you end up going to jail over some dumb shit. You know, that's just my opinion on it.
All I gotta say is whatever Drake would have released after the story of Adidon probably would have been his downfall.
Yep. And somebody told him that. See, he has smart people around him.
Probably would have been his downfall.
Like, you gotta think about it. As much as I love Big, anybody know me know that Big is my all-time favorite rapper. Why in the blue hell did he go to California? Why?
You
Ego.
mean after the fact?
After the fact. Fucking ego. I love Big. I really do. But you can't have all that goddamn heat in a city and you think, you know, oh no, I'm gonna go over there and spread the love and make sure it's good. And no. You do not take your ass to that city until you get clearance. Cause shit is real.
Man, but you think about it, man. 9 times out of 10, most rappers get killed in their own city.
That I take my chance in my own city before I take my chance in the city.
If somebody wanted to do anything to them, I think this shit still would have turned out the way it did.
I'm not doubting that, but it's like I just wish that he wouldn't have went to California, man. He would have been 47 years old 2 days ago.
I mean, but that's
So
the
young.
thing about it though. We can sit here all day and say, man, if he just hadn't have went to California,
Right.
things would be different. But who knows? Hell, on the flight back, that motherfucker could have nosedived or some shit.
God
You know
damn,
what I mean?
EJ.
I don't like that's just like when all right, I was in, well, it was a car accident, but the car in front of me was getting ready to go through a green light, but it was a fire truck coming, so he stopped.
Okay.
I stopped. The lady behind me didn't stop. All she saw was the green light, so she ran to the back of my car. I tapped the car in front of me. Now, if I was been like, damn, if I had just been in the other lane, I probably wouldn't even got hit. But at the same time, if I hadn't been behind that first car,
Yep.
I didn't see the fire truck. Well, if I had kept driving, motherfucker would have ran right in, you know what I mean?
You're absolutely right.
So like we can sit here and be like, man, if he just hadn't all day, but man, we never know what would have happened after that.
That's true. But my point though is just he went to LA because of his ego. We all have an ego. There's not a human being walking that doesn't have an ego.
Yeah.
And it's just whether you allow your ego to be fed bullshit or not.
Never know, man. Hey, so number 4, they got Jadakiss versus Benny Siegel.
I knew nothing about this beef. So out there in social media world, if you know about Benny Siegel and Jadakiss, please inform us.
I mean, well, they got it right here. It says most beefs was personal. Like, this was sport in 2001. Benny Siegel released his first single, Mac Bitch, which included the line, "You got the 430 small wheels." Jada, who indeed had the coupe, thought the line might have been directed at him. And see, I think that goes back to your ego shit. Because just because you got a specific type of car that this man mentions in his song, why does it automatically have to be you?
True. Because other people can have it.
Like, I don't know who sings this song, but the line goes, "You're so vain, you probably think this song is about you."
I remember that. Wasn't that Kanye?
No. Definitely not Kanye. But it's I think it's a pop song. But yeah, I think that's how most beefs get started. Like with even back with Nelly and Chingy, when they were both on their pedestal. So it's like, because Nelly says something about right there, or I like right there in the song, then this other guy thinks that he's talking about him, and then they have a whole ordeal or whatever. But
well, in a landslide, Nelly won that.
Obviously, yeah.
And I know, because Ramsey made a great point. KRS-One is an MC.
Mm-hmm.
Nelly's a rapper. That was a rapper versus...
No, that was MC versus the machine. The machine.
So I mean, so you think that Chingy is a better artist than Nelly?
No,
He only had 2 songs that I like that I can remember.
like definitely.
No, he
not.
had 3.
Well, because Nelly, Saint Lunatic, man, I used to ride to that all the time. Jim
Man.
came out, I wasn't listening to that. Like if it played on the radio, I heard it, but I wasn't buying the records.
I thought that Nelly Country Grammar was amazing. Nellyville was really, really good. Suit and Sweat was okay.
I didn't hear either one of those unless he had singles that played on the radio. I didn't hear it.
He had that song with Jaheim and that's all I remember right now.
All right. So Jadakiss thought the line that Benny spat in his song was about him. Say he took. Oh, a second. Had some unexpected music pop up for a second.
It's our beef track.
I don't think we even have any.
No, we didn't beef with no. We
Nah.
beef with a genre.
Yeah, but I mean that's everybody. So, all right. So it says, so Jadakiss thought he was taking a couple shots at him, like in a well-regarded feud that will put in their that will pull in their respective crews. Jadakiss and D Block and Benny Siegel and Rough Riders, and then Benny Siegel with State Property and Rockefeller.
Right.
For a slew of classic records, Benny's Kiss the Game Goodbye, Benny and Freeway's The Takeover, it says Special Delivery and 357, as well as Jadakiss did a song called Fuck Beanie. It was a freestyle. It says maybe the best. He said that was probably the best moment when Jadakiss on stage at Philadelphia's Powerhouse concert.
Ooh.
Said to Benny Siegel's hometown crowd, "Send Siegel a wire. I'm riding again." Hours later, Benny stood at the same stage and said, "I make this mouthpiece obese like Della Reese. Like when I release, he lose sheep and a little P." I didn't know that. He said, "I'm a made man. Like you couldn't take Benny. You couldn't bake a bean in Boston." I'm gonna have to see if I can find this video.
Okay.
He said the super subtle digs were all apparent to Jadakiss and hip hop obsessives. Like the beef got heated. Like a lot of gun talk, as always. Everybody talking about shooting and killing and beef tracks, and y'all see how that never goes.
Right.
98% of the time. Say and it ended with two
Shit, not in that next one.
Which is a far cry from what the next one was, which is number 3, 50 Cent and Ja Rule.
Goddamn, Tank and Louis Armstrong.
Bro, I promise you, that last episode when you was fucking with Ja Rule, talking about how you sound like Louis Armstrong, and I heard the goddamn song with him and Ashanti come on the radio a couple of days later, I could not do shit but laugh, and I would never hear any of his music the same again. It's just hilarious.
And I was a fan of Ja Rule. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not anymore, but I mean, it's not like if he comes on when I'm working out, I would skip it. I'm sorry. I mean, I ain't got time to listen to no damn doo-wop music.
Like, what would I be without my baby?
What would I be without my baby? Yeah.
Shit, you wouldn't be in the gym. You'd be on the couch eating chips and nachos and shit because you ain't got nobody to look good for.
So, okay, with this beef got, I mean, they fought each other. They shot at each other.
Somebody got stabbed.
50 got stabbed, didn't he?
I thought it was somebody with him.
Cause I know they got into, so 50 they beat up Ja Rule down here in Atlanta. Ja Rule them got 50 back in Queens.
Don't make me lie.
In the studio, and that's when somebody got shot.
I smell pussy. Is that you, Irv?
Now, the one thing I will say about 50 also is that motherfucker, he called all kinds of names. He did.
Yeah, he did.
And I respect that. You know, I hate that it got physical, but I respect that it wasn't subliminal.
Man, that'd be my thing, man. It's like, what do you say? Don't throw a rock and hide your hand. Don't throw stones and hide your hand. Some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you got beef with somebody, call that shit out.
Call that shit out.
Like, what's the point of, like, oh, is he talking about such and such?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He might be. Like, and that's all that he said, she said shit. And I really believe that's why people don't have that same energy when they see somebody face to face.
Right.
Because
Well,
you
these
can
two
deny
did.
it. Oh, yeah. These
Well,
two
the last three, if I can think of it, all three of these shits. One of them didn't.
So,
These two ended bad. I mean, they still going at each other now. Cause 50 Cent did some petty shit. 50 got his ass kicked a lot. You mean like physically or just like in the rap battles? Well, he goddamn won. He won this rap battle. He won this because he killed Ja Rule's career. I with no disrespect to Ja Rule, with him and the movement that Murder Inc. had, and plus 50 Cent scathing lyrics, it killed Ja Rule's career. Then he went to jail.
Yeah, that tax shit, wasn't it?
Yep.
Like, the only thing I don't like about the 50 Cent and Ja Rule beef is the fact that he always fucked with Ja Rule about singing.
Yeah.
And then you turn around years later and do this and make money off the exact same thing. That's the only thing I didn't like about it.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: who did it better?
I listened to more Ja Rule singing than I did with 50.
Really?
I did because at the time when Ja was doing the singing shit with Ashanti, all of his songs jumped off. Every single last one of them were radio records.
They were radio records, and that's the goal.
Yeah, so it's like for you to turn around and say, "Oh, you singing in your records and shit," and then you turn around and do the shit. It's like,
Yeah,
now you're a
it's hypocritical, but I thought that I gotta admit I like 50 shit better than I did Ja. I just felt like Ja Rule was like Red Fox talking to Lamont. You know, I just couldn't fucking I hated it. I did.
I don't know, man. It was just.
So Ramsey say he like Ja Rule. I really don't do it. That gravel ass voice. What I did the other week.
Are you talking about artist to artist or beef track?
I'm talking about artist to artist, just who made the better, like who was singing the best.
Right, according to record sales, Ja Rule did the shit the best when he was out.
No,
because it wasn't until after Ja was all out of the way that the singing shit with 50 came about. So it was like you have nobody else in that space.
I just hated Ja Rule singing. Jeebus. I can't even do it. Hold on, I gotta do it.
This nigga's not singing no Jeepers Creepers.
Hold on, I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it. I gotta start laughing first. Jeebus.
You can't even get through.
I can't even do it, man. Motherfuckers. Jeebus. Creepers. Where'd you get those eyes?
But I can say that when he did take that route, he did not half-ass it like people do today. Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
He went all out with it like he was like he was born to do R&B.
It just wasn't hit. That motherfucker. What?
He approached those records like he was born to do R&B. Because you listen to the people who sing in their records now on the radio, that shit half-assed. They don't give a damn if they got auto-tune or not. And I almost blame J. Cole for that. Because J. Cole started singing on his records and he was like out of key, out of tune, but it worked for him.
The grandfather of this shit is Ja.
I'm saying, man, it's just like I don't believe it today like I believed it back then.
I just think they had Murder Inc. had like a great formula that they stuck with, and I will always applaud them for that.
Should have stuck in them taxes though.
I know. How the fuck you not pay your taxes, man?
Hey, man.
I mean, I know it can happen, but you know, Because when you're in that genre, you're just getting straight checks. You're not getting a like the taxes taken out, and you're supposed to always take 10% of whatever you make and put that shit to the side. So if you get $1,000, you take $100 and you put that shit up.
Bro, I'll
put that shit in the savings account and it sits.
Not changing the subject. Still on beef.
Okay.
But this one isn't on the list. EPMD.
Oh, against each other?
Yeah. Bruh, how do you go on tour with a dude
I do remember
that sent
that.
people to your house to rob you?
Yeah.
At gunpoint. Okay, now granted, Eric Parrish wasn't home, but still, like, how do you dude never denied it?
Well, it could, no offense, it could be one of those things that it was fabricated to acquire interest of their tour.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I would have took that chance.
Here's the thing. I like EPMD, but historically, do you put them in the pantheon of great hip hop duos?
I don't know.
If your top three off the top of your head.
For my time, I wouldn't, because they weren't a group that I gravitated towards.
Right,
that.
me either.
So I would have to go back and listen to their
now,
body of work.
I like Eric Sermon as a solo artist.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I don't know about anybody else. Just me.
Yeah, I don't. That's just weird, man. That's like Jeezy and Gucci going on tour after you done sent somebody to his house.
See, Ramsey said, "Got to pay them bills." That's just my opinion, because I do remember that. I remember like, okay, these motherfuckers got that type of beef with each other, and you just sent somebody to potentially harm
the same
me.
Dude that was in his house was on their tour bus.
Yeah. Like, how the fuck we riding together?
No, I'm fucking you up.
It's gonna be some furniture moving. There ain't no doubt about it.
That tour bus gonna get mighty wide.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Like, yeah, that's.
Yeah, I mean, in order to even be on tour and have them around, we would have had to fight before every show. Something.
Yep, box.
Something.
But it's just like, even with the Biggie and Pop beef. One of the things that came out was
He said Eric Summer. Oh, so he
the
wouldn't
beef
get
was real.
arrested.
Oh, so you just so Ramsey, you basically saying it was real, but they just had to pay them damn bills. Oh, that round. Okay. So like with the Biggie and Tupac beef, I do remember it was noted like in the documentaries. I've seen it in a couple of different places where Tupac was like, "I gotta sell records."
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't need to sell no records that damn bad. I ain't trying to die.
Nah, man, cause it's too much extra shit going on around you to keep track of everybody. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna have my eye on you. So security gonna have to have their eye on you or something. Cause I ain't trusting a nigga that it just sent somebody to my house to rob me. Nah.
You know, I do remember Eric Sermon moving down here. I never knew why though. So
nice.
the number 2 beef of all time is the before mentioned Tupac versus Biggie.
And this is not our list. This is Rolling Stone's list.
Because I know that probably would be number 1 for a lot of people, but it's not
right
our
because
list.
of the way that it ended. It was probably. I mean, it's probably number 1 beef on everybody's list because nobody wants rap beef to ever get to that.
That was just L's everywhere.
Yeah. Like nobody was a winner from that.
I don't even know what else is left to say. I would just say I was a Biggie fan over a Tupac fan, but I did respect Tupac work, and I think it was just a loss for hip hop, and I think that hip hop has. I don't want to say it's never recovered because hip hop is very vibrant. It's just that I'm the old man that says get out my yard.
and hip hop today is the
It's more versatile.
Is the Chris Tucker like ain't nothing but dirt in damn way.
Hip hop is more versatile now. Like it's different types. Like everybody has a style. It's not like everybody in the same arena.
No, everybody has one style.
No. What I'm saying, okay, like
You're talking about collectively.
Like what I'm saying is, you still got your real lyricists. Then you got like this drinking drug genre that's kind of very popular right now, and then you got like your Lil Dickies, then you got like your Jordan Lucas is a real rapper, so but you just got like these different like little silos that everyone is in, to me, in my opinion.
Like so like years ago when it was like backpack rappers and swag rap.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, L's all around in that. Nobody was a winner from that beef, and yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't think anybody would ever like glorify that rap beef.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing positive came out of that because two great men lost their lives.
Yeah. All right, and number one they have as the number one rap beef,
Nasir Jones
and Sean Carter.
I don't know. Let's see. No, it never recovered. Rap, not hip hop, is still hot. Agreed. That was a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
Okay. Nasir Jones versus Hova.
I'm familiar with the songs the diss songs that they put out towards each other. I don't remember them verbatim.
Oh, I do.
I can say that I listened to Ether more than anything else during that time when they were going at each other.
So usually when you have a beef, it's a battle. You have a winner and a loser, and a lot of times the loser don't recover. So Laree, my good friend Laree, she probably upset with me, but happy with me. I'm gonna say that Nas won the battle, but Jay-Z won the war.
I think that as far as relevancy, I think they're both still
No way.
relevant.
Jay-Z is like way more relevant than Nas.
You can't mention hip hop and greatest rappers and either one of them not be in the top 5 or top. I would say in the top 5. You can't mention that to anybody. So as far as relevancy goes, if you're still in the top 5 with the guy who's still making moves today,
Right. Okay, so
anyway.
but let me ask you this. I don't want to seem like I'm down in Nas because I actually think he won the battle. I love Nas, but we talked about this one time before on the show. Why is it that anything after Illmatic and Stillmatic has always been questioned? Like Jay-Z has released at least, let's see, I want to say that the Takeover was on, what's the one when it's the blue and it's pointing down and he got a cigar? I want to say that's the Blueprint 2. It's either it's the first or the second Blueprint, but he's smoking a cigar and pointing down. I want to say Takeover was on that. Jay-Z has probably made at least 10 to 12 CDs or albums since then. And I can only say that maybe one I questioned, which was Kingdom Come. Like, I'm not always the hell no number one. Not even close with. No, come on. God damn. Nas dropped Ether. Jay said he left a condom in his baby seat in his family. Jay-Z shut him down. Oh, look, I like Ether better, but I just said the Takeover was in my top. It was in my top 5. Well, it's actually number. What did I say? It's number 4. I said Takeover was number 4. That's just me. Because I thought that was dope that he left the condom in the baby seat.
I personally never listened to
Takeover.
No, I've heard Takeover.
No.
Like I said, I've heard every song that they did going towards each other.
Right.
But after their beef, I didn't listen to Jay-Z or Nas unless it was on the radio. Like, so to, like, for me to debate who won the battle and who won the war, I think Ether was better because that's what I gravitated towards the
Correct.
most.
Me too.
But, I mean, I still think they're both great artists. I don't think either one of them, I don't think either career was, like, destroyed from that beef particularly.
Now, if it was a consensus that Jay-Z won, Nas' career would have been destroyed. Because really, honestly and truly, tell me how many albums has he made since Illmatic, Stillmatic to where people are not like, I like some of his stuff, not all of it, but the stuff that came after Illmatic, Stillmatic, it was very questionable. Jay-Z has went on to make tons of great albums. Like I said, only one that I can think of that comes to like the forefront of my mind where I was just like, I didn't like Kingdom Come.
Okay, so if they had to both stop doing music at the same time,
if they retired right after that beef, Nas.
Because Jay-Z retired how many times?
Like twice, maybe 3. I don't know. He's like one of them wrestlers that won't retire, that need to retire. Like, God damn, Ric Flair, sit down.
But see, and then in Nas's case, it's like he never said anything about retiring. He just didn't do music for a while.
True.
Now, I didn't even listen to the 7-song thing they put out with Kanye.
Do you question? No, you don't question. I was going to say, do you question Nas's legacy, his standing in hip hop history? Because
he still mentioned, he still mentioned even outside of that beef.
Okay, so excuse me. Why do people? Because we both agree that Jay that Nas won that. But why do people constantly put Jay above Nas in historical content?
Because he went on to make more major moves outside of just music.
Because it historically it's been, when I look at, this is not my list, but when I look on, list, Eminem, in no particular order, but Eminem, Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas,
Dre from Outkast.
Shit.
you know people would do that. They don't say Outkast, they say Dre from Outkast. 3 Stacks.
So what I say? Eminem, Biggie, Tupac, Jay-Z, Nas. I feel like I'm skipping somebody.
Do you think it hurts Drake's feelings that he would never be in the top 10 greatest rappers?
He will be one day.
Top 10 greatest pop artists?
No, he'll be a top 10 rapper. Let me explain why I say that.
Drake
you
is
and
a
I are
pop
gonna
artist.
die one day. Right?
Yeah.
Ramsey's gonna die one day. And once we're out of the way, our generation, well, I think because Ramsey kind of go back in hip hop. So anyway, but people that are in our era, we're not gonna always control the narrative. We're already starting to get out of the way anyway, because I don't even think Drake would be a top 20 rapper for me right now. But if you look at it, Drake has surpassed the Beatles. He surpassed Jay-Z. He's did this. He's did that. So
Pop icon.
Okay, but you're hearing people say he is one of the best rappers alive.
Who?
That's because millennials.
Man, even from millennials, I've never heard best rapper alive and Drake in the same
I'm just
sentence.
trying to tell you, millennials, and what's the ones past millennials? Because I forgot what it's called. They're going to be controlling the narrative at some point in time. We're going to be in old folks' homes or dead or something, and that's when Drake will start to get his credit.
I don't know, man. With artists, like, if J.I.D. was bigger than what he is now, that dude is a beast. Kendrick Lamar is still a beast. J. Cole is still a beast. Jordan Lucas is a beast.
He's going to be considered an all-time great.
J.I.D.?
No, Kendrick Lamar.
No, yeah.
What I'm saying is, you're going to start seeing Nas fall off the list. You're going to see unfortunately, Biggie is gonna fall off the list. Eminem is gonna fall down the list. All these people gonna start falling down, and you're gonna start seeing J. Cole, Kendrick, but Drake is gonna be mentioned with Jay-Z. It's gonna be Jay-Z, Drake, Tupac, and unfortunately, I have heard it said before. See, he's heard, but and Ramsey more than likely probably heard it from someone that's probably 20 years his senior or junior or whatever.
Dude, even if I only listen to the music that's out now, taking Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Pac, 3 Stacks, taking everybody that I would regularly
stop putting Andre 3000 in this shit.
You know that's how it go, Marlon. I'm sorry. We know the truth.
Team Big Boy all day.
We know how it go. So, even if I took everybody who would normally be on our generation's top 10 greatest artists, Drake would not make my list of top 10 greatest rappers.
Okay.
If you're doing a list of top 10 greatest pop icons or top 10 all around artists, like anything with the word rap or hip hop not in it, I can see Drake being on that list.
Hey man, I'm just trying to tell you, man.
All right, Terrence, go ahead.
At some point in time, it's just like, I know you're not the biggest sports fan, but you always hear people say Michael Jordan is the greatest, right? I know you've heard
my
that.
Generation, yeah.
Okay. So now you starting to hear, oh, LeBron's better than Jordan. Now, I don't even think Jordan is the greatest, but that's neither here nor there. But it's just that these younger people are growing up. Like, if you were like 7 or 8 years old in 2003, you're fucking what, like 23? I don't know, however old you are now. You're controlling the narrative.
Yeah. Yeah, that's only because
Rakim
everybody's not gonna
great.
Like the generations after us aren't raised like our generation was.
But you can't knock them for that.
No, you can't. But I'm saying our generation, we were raised where our parents listened to what they liked in the house.
But when you listen to your shit,
we listen
turn
to
it down.
shit on. No, we listen to shit on headphones. Like back when I was really heavy into Eminem, like I've let my mom hear Eminem because I wanted, like, she needed to know what
she
I was
said. You better
listening
not be trying to fuck me.
Nah, I never let her hear that song. No. And it was more of the song when he was like, so why blame me when little Eric jumps off of the terrace? Apparently you're not parents. That shit. That
Okay,
song.
yeah.
Like, it was
I never
that
knew
shit.
why.
Yeah. So it's like, we're not raising our kids to listen to the type of shit that we grew up on, because they not listening. They don't want to hear that.
Right.
So we have to gravitate towards I have to gravitate towards what my daughter likes to listen to when she's around.
Yep.
And I try to keep her from some of the shit that I would listen to, because I don't want her asking me certain questions.
Gotcha.
You know? So it might be different with a son, but from my perspective, I'm not raising her to listen to Outkast. You know what I mean? I'm not raising her to listen to Biggie or Pop, because she don't need to hear that shit.
What's so bad about Outkast?
It's nothing bad about Outkast, but her attention isn't drawn to that.
Oh, okay.
Like, she'll listen to Bombs Over Baghdad. She like Elevators. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But that's just not my go-to when I'm in the car, because I don't have edited versions of this stuff.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So I have to turn on the pop station. So she has to listen to Justin Bieber and Fall Out Boy and all this other stuff, which is nothing wrong with that, because I like that stuff too. But we're raising them differently.
My son and I, we listen to 2 Live Crew.
That's what's up.
I just playing.
I was gonna say, but
I can hear him now. Oh, Dad is so slow. Like Like he might like the raunchiness, but he like this shit is slow. I can see him saying that.
So it's like, so the generations after us aren't gonna know. Like they're not gonna gravitate. They're not gonna remember like who we think are great. You know what I mean?
And that's why I'm telling you. At some point in time, Drake is going to be the greatest rapper to ever live.
Never.
We'll probably take
I
out
hope that shit
Kane
happens
and try to
wrong.
swing at the person that says it.
I hope I'm going with that.
I mean, think about it. Rakim, since Ramsey brought him up, Rakim got to be like 50, like mid to late 50s. Jay-Z is 50. Nas got to be close to 50. Andre 3000, since he's brought up so much. If I'm 40, he has to be 45. 44, 45. These people are getting fucking old. Kids are not going to want to listen to them. So that's why Drake is going to be, at some point in time, the greatest rapper alive will be named Aubrey.
You can't say that they're not listening to him. You can't say that they're not listening to. You can say that they're not listening to all of them.
They're not listening to all of them.
Jay-Z is still relevant. Even today's
He's
artists
found a lane.
Even today's artists are going to Juvenile to get him on records.
He's found a lane. It's a lane.
They found him for a lane, but then they released the Juvenile and Birdman project. And then Juvenile went on to release his own project.
Yay.
So whether or not you want to say they found a lane or that the new artists are accepting them, you still have artists today that are referencing people that we think are some of the top artists.
True. I mean, that's
now,
true.
You're not going to get, I mean, yeah, you might have artists later on down the line that go back and say, oh, well, because Drake was the first one to kind of jump on Migos, and then the Migos wave came, and he was always backing the new artists.
All right, I'm just here
I
to
don't
tell
see
you.
him like. What songs do you know where you be like lyrically he destroyed that song? They nice pop songs, but he's not a. He's a pop artist.
And I'm gonna tell you what. When by the time I'm 50, Cardi B is gonna be a top 5 female rapper of all time.
He said the GOAT isn't about hot on the moment. It's about who had the greatest impact.
We're on the same page. We all agree, but that's just like we can be sitting here talking to somebody that's already in their mid 50s, and they be like, "Well, you're talking about Biggie and Big Daddy Kane was better than all them," and we be like, "Huh?" Like I like Big Daddy Kane, I do, but that doesn't mean I like him better than I like Big. And then like somebody before them gonna be like, "Oh, what is it? The Sugar Hill Gang?" Like it's all about the narrative.
And if it wasn't for like, who is? I just watched this documentary the other day, and this shit slipped my mind.
Jaquan?
It wasn't Jaquan. It was a collective of musicians, some of the biggest musicians at the time, and they did like some kind of the song that the Sugar Hill Gang sampled. Which that song went on to be sampled like a ridiculous amount of times in hip hop itself. But the song that the Sugar Hill Gang sampled was created originally by like this collective group of some of the biggest musicians at the time. And they didn't even do well as a collective.
Right.
But that song changed, like it catapulted hip hop. Like that was really what started. If it wasn't for that song, there's no telling where hip hop would have been.
Okay.
But nobody references them.
There's no telling where hip hop would have been, but I know where it's going, and it's going to Canada.
Nah.
We still, myself, you, Ramsey, other people that we know are still going to be saying, no, he got Ramsey has Rakim. You are a I don't know who your GOAT is.
I don't have one.
My GOAT is Big. But if you look at it, I'm pretty sure all the people that we would name, whether we agree on who's the GOAT or not, we all would respect each person. Like, okay, I don't agree with you, but I did like Big's music or whatever, right? I'm sitting here thinking I probably can name 30 rappers before I get to Drake.
Like I said,
that's no disrespect to him.
He's a really good artist.
But he's going to control this narrative because
he doesn't control it now. He controls his lane. Like Ramsey said, the GOAT is about who made the greatest impact.
These kids,
they love Drake.
And you know what? And these kids are gonna become adults. These kids are gonna wind up having YouTube stations, going on to have a bigger cultural impact within the hip hop community. Like, they're gonna control the narrative based off of what their recollection is.
I don't see it.
Okay.
Major.
It's happening in our face.
I'm not denying the fact that he's a great artist, a great pop artist, but I cannot agree with anybody who says Drake is like a top 10 rapper.
Of course, I can't agree either. But it's never. It is about the GOAT is about who made the biggest impact. But also,
even if you were just going off lyrically, in today's artists, there's
no argument here. No argument here.
No way.
But the GOAT impact will always it will always be controlled by consensus, which is not us. It won't be us for long.
Well,
we are the people who are still holding Biggie, Rakim, and Tupac, and Eminem, and all them. And okay, a lot of people still held Eminem up high, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you just said earlier in this podcast that Eminem fell off for a while, and that's why he did Kill Shot, because it helped him get himself back into mainstream.
I didn't say he did Kill Shot to help him get himself back in the mainstream. I said Kill Shot came about because he had to respond to Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay.
Now, Kamikaze came not from his beef with Machine Gun Kelly, but with his beef with everybody, with his fans that were saying that we want the old Eminem,
right?
You're not his reputation was going downhill. He wanted to shut them up,
right?
And that's where Kamikaze came.
And that was a really good album, really fucking good album. Like, I would not skip a song when I was working out listening to that album.
Let me see. I already seen his name on his damn list. Let's see. Ranker has Drake at number 7.
Okay, so
which proves my point. He's still not in the top 5.
But he's climbing.
I mean, but this site, you vote. Like, people vote for this. Like this isn't something that is gonna stay.
Okay, so they voting Kendrick Lamar. So does Kendrick Lamar have enough content to be in the all-time great discussion? Not yet, right? He only has 3 albums all time.
I mean, greatest of all time. You can't. I don't know.
But he will be. See, the younger people who are like Ramsey and you and me and Rashad and all of us. The young people are gonna pick Kendrick Lamar to be their guy, because they're not gonna remember our guy unless they're historians.
And you know what? Sadly, looking at this list,
I'm right.
Looking at the people that they have to choose from, they have no hope. Because
what's Lil Dicky at?
He's not. I don't even
I'm just joking. Lil
Kendrick
Dicky's
Lamar
not in there.
is a great artist. J. Cole is a great artist. Now, the title of this on Ranker.com is the best rappers of 2019.
Right.
And it's not their list. It's just a list of artists, and people who come to the site, you can vote on who your favorite artist is.
And so Kendrick's number
Kendrick
1.
is 1. J. Cole is 2. Juice WRLD, from what I've heard, is not a rapper. He sings. Everything I've heard him do, he sings. Travis Scott sings. I haven't heard any a full album, so I can't. I'm just going off of what I hear on the radio. He sings. Eminem is number 5. 21 Savage raps, and then under 21 Savage is Drake.
I gotta give him credit. 21 Savages came a long way.
Yeah, I like the content that he's putting out now.
I do too. That motherfucking got some teas and crumpets, and he went to work. I like him now.
All right, so Drake is number 2.
No, 7.
Oh yeah, Drake is number 7. Lil Uzi Vert is after Drake. Post Malone is after Lil Uzi.
What are your thoughts on Post Malone?
I like Post Malone as an artist. Rapper, I don't know, because he's pop to me. But you can't deny that just about every song that he's put out has been pretty much a hit. It's just not a hit on our urban radio station. But as far as pop go, I hear that shit all the time.
How in the fuck is Lil Wayne even in the top 15?
He's not in the top 10.
But I'm just saying, I don't know. What's the last thing you heard from him?
Don't know. But then you get to more lyrical artists the rest of the lyrical artists. Logic is lyrical. Mm-hmm. He's number 12. Ski Mask, Slump God. I don't know how lyrical he is, but I do know a lot of artists that we listen to him. Mm-hmm. Migos as a collective is number 14.
That's
interesting.
Lil
Skies, I don't even know who this dude is. Childish Gambino should be higher up on the list, but not as a rapper, as an artist in general. Mm-hmm. Even though I have heard a lot of his rap tracks, and I do think he's a good rapper too.
He is somebody that I can aspire to be, like how he covers the gambit of entertainment.
Yeah,
definitely.
He transcends more than rap.
What the fuck has Snoop Dogg made in the past 5 years? What have I missed? I know he made that fuck Donald Trump song.
That wasn't his song.
No, not the one that made. He has a fuck Donald Trump song too. Not Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Nipsey Hussle has one, but Snoop Dogg has
song.
one first. I think Snoop Dogg made his first.
I don't know.
Pretty funny video.
This is just people voting.
Chance the Rapper, I haven't heard anything from him in a minute.
I don't remember the last, but I do think he's a good artist.
Me too.
So I think Chance. But see, again, it goes to rapper and not just artist. So I can't argue with where Chance the Rapper is. If it was like artists in general, he does rap.
Yeah.
So he could be higher up. Meek Mill could be higher up. Offset.
How the fuck he? They only picked him because of Cardi.
Gunna, YC, and then it's and this is only 25 artists. Gunna, YNW Melly, Kanye West is 24, Trippie Redd, Sway Lee, Denzel Curry, J.I.D. J.I.D. should be way higher up than what he is. Kodak Black, Jay-Z is number 30. Playboy Cardi.
Joyner Lucas is number 32. How in the blue hell is that even possible?
But like I said, this site people vote, so nobody's probably I don't know how relevant this site is for people that go in here and vote. So I don't know. Future's 30. So the people that they have to choose from, it's more artists that aren't really rappers on this list than it is people who put out good lyrical content.
Let's saw Tyler the Creator. What's that dude that was raping him?
I don't know. Cardi B is 50. I don't know. I'm gonna stop looking at it because
it's aggravating you.
It is, but not because of where they are, but because I don't know how. Let me see. It had almost 80,000 votes. Only 44,000 views. So it's this. It's not in the millions. Millions of people haven't voted on it. So this might be one state somewhere.
Well, at least we can take solace in the fact that I think we consider Kendrick and J. Cole top-notch rappers of this era. So at least we can take solace in that.
But yes, I don't know.
21.
Thumbs down. I wish I had 2. I don't know. But that's what it is, man. Rap beefs today. What's beef? 2 hours. I think this is a long. We might have to split this up. I'm gonna pause for a second and say. And right now we're gonna take a break from this podcast. And you just heard part 1 of What's Beef with another round of Ab-So-Lute. Tune in next week for part 2 of What's Beef with another round of Absolute. And then like cut it.
Hilarious.
Just put that shit.
That's hilarious.
Split that shit up. I ain't gonna make y'all sit here and listen to 2 hours. So if you listen to this part now, this is probably part 2, more than likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is part 2, what you're listening to now. Because we're not gonna make you sit 2 hours through one podcast. So you're welcome. Shout out to Ramsey. We appreciate you for checking in every time, man.
Hey, Shawnee.
What up, Shawnee? Oh, shout out to my older sis, Keeks, OG Triple OG. Today is her birthday. Love you to death. Motherfucking Ace is my older sister. I will get y'all her social media, but I don't need y'all thirsty ass motherfuckers trying to get her. So. Yeah, shout out to my sister. Happy birthday. And we appreciate everybody for tuning in to another round of Absolute.
Yep.
This your man Eric.
And this your man Marlon.
And you can catch us on Podbean at another round of Absolute. iTunes, another round of Absolute. Catch us on Twitter, ARO Absolute. Instagram, ARO_Absolute. Because them bastards was being stingy with my name when I tried to sign up.
That's hilarious.
I think I say this shit just about every week.
Hey.
And shit, what? We on iTunes, we on Podbean, we on Spotify, we on Google Play Music. We on the TuneIn app. So you really have no reason to not listen to us, cause we in this bitch.
That's right. You can find us.
Yeah, type in another round of Absolute.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
I have a certain set of skills.
I look for only black people.
Oh man, next episode 25.
Yeah, man.
Letting you all hear the full version of our intro song on episode 25. But wait, if we have to split this podcast up into 2 episodes, then part 2 would be episode 25. Damn. So should we just let them hear the song after this? Or
nah, don't do it after this one.
All right, so all right, so if you're listening to this is episode 24, but it was split up into 2 parts, so it's gonna show episode 25.
Right.
So episode 20, our actual 25th episode is gonna be
26.
It's gonna be titled episode 26. Sorry for the confusion, but we'll address it again. And yeah, you just gonna rock it like that. So if the first half sounds weird, it's because we cut it off somewhere and split that shit.
That is hilarious.
Well, we transparent over here, y'all. So yeah, like I said, we appreciate y'all, man.
All right, well, come to forever, goddammit.
We out.
Why they keep on hating on me, dog? I don't